Let's dive into our featured story of the day. Renowned analyst Samson Mow explains why the Bitcoin price will hit $1 million after the Bitcoin ETF approval, which can potentially be next week or 2 days out from now. So let's break this baby down. This is pretty bullish. You can see he actually, first I'll read the headline. I just actually read it to you. And he made a post talking about a God candle and the Omega candle. We're going to break that down as well. He also made some bullish predictions besides Bitcoin hitting $1 million per coin. We're going to be covering that as well. So first and foremost, let's start with this new article, which was just published. Bitcoin ETFs will trigger massive capital inflows. In a new interview, CEO of Jan3, Samson Mow, predicted a significant rally in the Bitcoin price, potentially reaching $1 million per coin. Send it and let's go. Now, he argued that the ongoing crypto bull market differs fundamentally from the previous ones, breaking the conventional 4-year cycle pattern. According to Mow, the unprecedented price surge will be driven by a combo of supply, demand, and price stocks. Quoting him here, it looks like all the Bitcoin ETFs are going to be approved on the same day. And again, that could potentially be January 2nd. According to Reuters, they said the 2nd or the 3rd, which would be Tuesday or Wednesday, fam. So keep that in mind. What this does is hitting a very limited supply of Bitcoin on the exchanges and available for purchase with a torrent of money. So it's basically supply shock multiplied by demand shock, and that gives you a price shock. This is why Bitcoin can go really high all at one time. Now, he highlighted the approval of the spot ETFs would be a pivotal moment, unlocking a torrent of U.S. institutional capital into the king crypto. This influx of billions in a very short time frame can trigger a rapid price escalation. Quoting him again, I don't think the current rally is a very special rally. This is a rally for ants. The real rally is when Bitcoin goes to 1 million, and that is when the spot ETFs are approved. And we have tens of billions, maybe hundreds of billions of dollars flowing to Bitcoin in a very short time frame. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. His prediction is rooted in the belief that Bitcoin's limited supply, when hit with substantial capital inflow, will lead to a dramatic price increase akin to a 20x rise observed in 2016 to 2017. Now, how many of you were around in crypto back then on this bull cycle? Let me know. Now, Raoul Pal, co-founder and CEO of Real Vision, also provided a macroeconomic perspective on Bitcoin's potential growth. He identified 2 massive secular trends, the business cycle and financial conditions, significantly influencing asset prices. Raoul suggests that Bitcoin can reach between $500,000 and $1 million per coin by the end of 2025. Quoting him here, these cycles can be very crazy, and this one feels more like the 2017 cycle than it does the prior cycle. And that cycle didn't have a lot of central banks printing. Central banks' balance sheets are now rising. We saw 20% growth, and what happened to liquidity was crypto absolutely exploded. I kind of feel like that's the case now. Now, analyzing Bitcoin's performance against the S&P 500 since 2013, Raoul noted an 88% annual outperformance, reinforcing Bitcoin's position as a formidable asset in the financial market. He emphasized the high-risk adjusted returns in crypto compared to other investment options, attributing this to the asset's high correlation with global liquidity trends. Quoting him again, Bitcoin is the horse I back the most. It is the fastest horse in the race. Best risk-adjusted returns, high correlation to the global liquidity index, which is our everything code. So we know how the asset price behaves, which gives us a competitive advantage when we use our proprietary frameworks. And furthermore, Raoul discussed the impact of the Bitcoin halving cycle, now only 3.5 months out, and its correlation with the global debt refinancing cycles and election cycles. He posited that these macro factors, combined with the anticipation of the ETF, will likely propel Bitcoin to new heights. Yeah, that's what's up. Now, Samson also shared on December 30th, so this was yesterday, a God candle is $10,000 green on the daily. So a $10,000 daily candle. We've had this term for a while. For 100,000 Bitcoin, candles I like Omega, as it goes well with the quantifier. Just like with earthquakes, we have the Richter magnitude scale, 5, 6, etc., and we can measure Bitcoin in Omegas. It's a 4 Omega candle. Let me know your thoughts on that. The Omega candle for 100,000. And he also put MSN Bitcoin experienced a 2 Omega event today. Can't wait. Now, he also made some very bullish predictions outside the $1 million price action for 2024. Here's his thoughts. Samson's predictions for 2024, which he shared on December 29th at 10:37 p.m. Eastern. He says, Bitcoin all-time high. I think that's a given. I think we all agree on that. He also is probably the most bullish in predicting that we hit $1 million per coin in 2024. Let me know your probability of that actually happening. My thoughts are it's definitely possible. I don't think it's the most probable scenario, but just the fact it's possible gets me pretty ecstatic. Now, he also says that 3 nation states implements a Bitcoin strategy. Now, keep in mind, he has been speaking with world leaders and presidents and congressmen all around the world to help usher in Bitcoin adoption. For example, he was recently with the president of Colombia. He gifted the president 100,000 Satoshis. So we can say that the president of Colombia is a Bitcoin hodler. Now, also Indira Kempis in Mexico, they've been working together, looking to usher in Bitcoin as well. We also have Ricardo Salinas, the 3rd richest man in Mexico, who the majority of his investment portfolio is in Bitcoin. So these are potential countries that could have some adoption. Others, Suriname, already discussing implementing like 1% of their central bank reserves into Bitcoin. Suriname is a small nation just north of Brazil in South America. We also have Javier Milei's country of Argentina. He just became president. He's anti-central banker. You know what I mean? He has that chainsaw saying he's going to put an end to the central banking cartels. So these are some candidates for Bitcoin adoption. What are your thoughts? We also have countries like Panama and many others. This is just off the top of my head. Now, he also is going to be engaging 10 more countries for Bitcoin adoption. Always putting in the work. He also says that Aqua Bitcoin drives the LUSDT volume, referring to Tether there. Liquid Bitcoin goes mainstream, and Bitfinex securities take off, and Bitcoin bonds from 3 jurisdictions. Clearly, I believe the first country, El Salvador, so they have that first mover's advantage. But let me know your thoughts on all his bullish predictions, which he shares right here. And which countries do you feel will likely adopt Bitcoin next? Holla at your boy. Now, he also tweeted here today, on January 10th, 2024, Bitcoin becomes a risk-off asset, so plan accordingly. And also, like I mentioned earlier, according to Reuters, we may get that green light from the SEC as soon as Tuesday or Wednesday, which is in another 2 or 3 days. And if we don't get it then most likely before the deadline on January 10th. So be prepared, family. Now I just want to share, we've been discussing these God candles, Omega candles, whatever you want to call them. Yesterday's episode, we discussed this quote from Max and these nations adopting Bitcoin as the game theory continues in full effect. Quoting Max here, these two are teaming up to make Larry Fink, aka BlackRock, and Michael Saylor look like peanuts with a buy order of 1 million Bitcoin and a $100,000 God candle. Now, this is the prince on the left of Saudi Arabia, and I'll just keep it real. I don't know who the guy is on the right. So if you guys know, please do let me know. But Max has been very bullish on these, and I've been covering it. So if you missed yesterday's episode, please be sure to check it out. Another quote, the Saudis, this is from Max, the Saudis will make Michael Saylor look like a peanut. A $500 billion buy order triggering a God candle is a done deal. Now, also major news I covered in yesterday's pod, Bitcoin asset is permissible for Islam, according to the 90-year-old Salafist clerk from Saudi Arabia, who officially confirmed it. This is a pretty big deal. Why? Because there's over 2 billion Islamics in the world. So now they have the green light that Bitcoin is permissible. So let's freaking go. So what are your thoughts surrounding Samson Mow's prediction of a potential $100,000 or even $1 million candle? Who knows? For 2024, let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below.